Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be making a eggless vanilla sponge cake. This cake is really easy and does not need much ingredients. So let's start. The ingredients needed are then over here as toppings I have walnuts and chocolate chips, vanilla extract. This is again vegetable oil just for greasing the pan. This is baking soda and baking powder. Okay, so let's start. The first thing is we'll be using the curd and baking soda. So in a medium bowl, in this bowl we put it. So put your curd. So curd and baking soda is a substitute for using an egg. So we'll keep this aside for now. Don't mix this too much. So now in the large bowl, we're going to put our maida. And with this, we're going to add our baking powder. And now this also, just mix. That's all. This flour is already sifted, but when you're doing it, make sure you sift it. Sifting makes flour light and airy, so it gives a really light feeling to the cake. Okay. So the third thing, in another small bowl or any bowl, put some sugar. Now use caster sugar. Because see, there are three types of sugar. One is completely powdered sugar. One is granulated sugar and one is caster sugar. So you don't need granulated sugar because it gives a small crunch which you don't need in your cake. So caster sugar, which is something more less granules. So caster sugar, and then I have vegetable oil over here. So don't take, as I said before, don't take a very smelly one. So now I have to make sure the sugar kind of dissolves into the oil. So mix a bit, make sure it's well mixed because this is one of the important parts of the cake. Okay, so over here you can see the sugar is kind of dissolving into it, and since it's mixed with oil, it's becoming kind of translucent. So that's how you might want it to be. Now we'll keep this aside and we'll again check on our curd mixture. It's very fluffy also, and it has a lot of bubbles. So this is how we need it. So now what you're going to do is mix both of these together. So you can just keep this aside for now. With a spatula, pour it into this. Okay, that, and now gently fold it in. You don't want to over mix in this stage. Okay, now cut and fold. Now just mixed it. So let this be like this. It's half mixed. And now keep this. Now with your hand mixer, mix it once for some time. After using the hand mixer, the sugar must have kind of become into smaller crystals, right? So now we have all the wet ingredients over here and dry ingredients. So now you take a vanilla extract. Put 1 teaspoon or 5 ml into the wet mixture. Okay, so now I'm adding dry to wet. To make sure all the ingredients are room temperature. Now your batter is ready. Now this is completely optional. If you just like a plain vanilla tea cake, it's fine. You can also put some walnuts. Okay, so now we'll keep this aside for some time. Okay, so first you have to put a layer of parchment paper and then you have to grease it in the side so that the cake comes out right. So a very easy way of cutting parchment paper correctly is first fold it into half if the length is too much. So fold it into half, another half, and just one more. I'm going to take support of the table. So now you have it this way. Now fold it in one corner, especially the corner where most of the halves are. So here, got it once, right, and just one more time. Okay, so it must be like this right now. Right? Now, kind of imagine the center of the pan. Now to the side, and now kind of fold it or kind of grease it with the knife. Kind of make a mark. So I have a small mark which I can see. In that mark, have it cut now and now open it up. There are two. Now this one, turn it, keep it. Okay, now I've poured it onto the tin, and now with a spatula, just slowly try to layer it a bit. Layering is also very important if you want a straight cake. Now I'm going to keep half cake walnut and half chocolate chips. Okay, and now my choice, which is chocolate chips. You can also add chocolate chunks if you want. You can add sprinkles, then butterscotch chocolate chips, or you also get dark chocolate chips. Anything you want. If you want, into your batter, you can also add a dash of cinnamon. It actually gives a very nice flavor to your cake. So now, pat the cake to release all the air bubbles inside. Okay, so you have to keep this in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius. Keep it inside for 30 to 35 minutes. This may vary from oven to oven. When the skewer comes out clean, then you'll know the cake is well cooked and ready to take out. So now the cake has come out, and when I put it in, it's completely clean. So that means it's completely cooked. So you can also use a knife for this. Cover, so make sure it completely cools and rests for 1 hour or half an hour depending on your climate, and cool it and take it and cut it after 1 hour. I'm also going to cover it, so if you're covering it too, make sure you completely cool it off to let all the moisture go out. Now the cake has been rested and cooled down for 1 hour, 1.5 hours. So now we cut. The cake has come out beautiful. Okay, so now we'll taste test. Okay, so it's very soft and the taste is perfect. And it's also a really nice sponge cake. The vanilla flavor is coming, especially the chocolate. It's actually melting in my mouth. It's also an amazing tea cake. It's actually a cake you can eat whenever you want and any time of the day. It's perfect. It's not even too sweet. Also, just perfect. Thank you so much. Do let us know how this video was. And also after trying, also put it in the comments. If you have any queries, the contact will be given down below. Thank you so much and thanks.